took a wrong turn on that interstate, boy. Hey, you know, I got a nice little fishing hole down there in Louisiana. And my buddies want to take you fishing this afternoon. They're going to give you the answer. Nobody in here from an SEC school want to ask no question. You can go fishing too. We got room for two in that boat.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar. Spreading the roar as we roll into August with Jordy Hultberg. I'm Tommy Kreisang. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Ed O, Miami fan, getting after us. I wonder where that fishing hole was.
They would have never found found his way back to the Rotary Club where that question took place. Well, Jordy, I'm not saying there's a fever pitch out there, but folks are happy and excited that the LSU Tigers are practicing. They're allowing the media in for 20, 25 minutes, and if you're on social media, you can follow a bunch of stuff, seeing videos. We got a few practice pieces here for you while Jordan and I talked. That handful of days in, there's still a long way to go. And I used your quote on the radio the other day. You put it well on Tigers Row a few weeks ago. You really just have to wait till September 2nd when the curtain comes back, then we'll have many answers.
And we'll know more. You know, when they have three what they call, quote, preseason games set up, glorified scrimmages, one coming up Saturday, the following Saturday, and you'll start to see, the word will get out, you know, who was the first rotation of quarterback and who was the first rotation at running back, and so forth and so on. And things will come out, and after that second scrimmage, they'll have an idea as to who is who and who isn't, because they'll be playing with full pads on, and that's when you separate the men from the boys and you find out who can play.
Well, you made that point, and we're going to take a look at some practice video, but you made that point on the radio on your show in the mornings, you know, that sooner or later you got to start giving the reps to the real guys and the guys who you're going to count on when you get to play in Miami. And in the you really take 2 weeks to prepare for Miami, certainly one. And you're getting a look at some stuff right here.
Indoor facility, thank goodness for Nick Saban for insisting upon that. And you can see there's Narcisse, number 2, throwing passes, and you're giving equal reps to the quarterbacks. There comes a point in time, Tommy, as you just said, where you gotta pick your guy, because everybody on that field needs to know who he is. There's number 7, Jonathan Giles, who's projected to be a big-time playmaker for LSU. But you got to get Steve Ensminger. You got to get those people in the huddle to understand the voice, understand the cadence, understand the receiver-quarterback relationship. You can't wait till the week before. You got to give it some time.
And here's the other thing I'm seeing people is you got, you know, Narcisse and Burrow throwing balls there, but you know, you're getting 20 minutes, less than that, of video from our colleagues in the media. There's so much more involved as to who's going to be the quarterback, or any position for that matter. What's happening in the offensive meetings? What's happening in the quarterback meetings? What's happening, you know, I mean, there's lots more to it than the little bit that's leaking out, not leaking, but a little bit that's being dribbled out on social media.
There's McMillan and Brennan on the left. And look, they're pitching and catching great. You know what I don't notice?
Defense.
I don't see anybody on defense. I don't see anybody putting pressure on the quarterback.
Nobody's
there's a pass to the tight end. Nobody's covering wide receivers. So throwing against air is one thing, but this is the process that you have to go through to get things going. There's Burrow throwing to Giles right there, a little slant in to the end zone. So again, pads. If LSU's defense is good as we all think it's going to be, if the offense can move the ball against LSU's defense, they'll be fine.
Well, you know, I had somebody tell me the other night, so, you know, everybody says, okay, defense is set, offense got to answer some questions and put it all together. And they said, well, what happens if maybe the offense puts it all together and the defense fails? I'm like, not under Dave Aranda. I don't see that. And you got, you know, Greedy Williams and Devin White and Rashard Lawrence and those folks over there. But, yeah, again, you're looking for something to talk about. You're looking for something to do. Here's some defensive backs.
Defensive backs with the old blocking dummy. Taking it down, wrapping up, bringing it down for open field tackles, and you know, just all the drills. Now, I don't know what the green helmet, the green stocking on the helmet means, but that's one thing. I know the quarterbacks are in non-contact jerseys. Maybe that's the snapper. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. We have to find that out. We should. If only Buddy Sanju was here, I'm sure he would know. I say that. But anyway, you're getting to look at some stuff that's happening.
And you notice who's coaching that group, huh? There's Ed Orgeron in the white shirt giving instructions. So he's a hands-on coach. He says he works with the defense, particularly the defensive line, but that doesn't look like defensive linemen to me.
No, that's linebackers and cornerbacks and safeties other than 53 there, who's probably not a safety or anything. But,
correct.
So they're getting their work in. They're going hard at it. This Friday will be a no-player practice day, and as you said, preseason game number 1 is 4:30 Saturday. Not open to the public, not open to the media, but Coach O will meet with the media after that scrimmage, and they're going to put out some info.
August 20th, they break camp. That's first day of school.
Right.
So that's when because that's when everything comes to a screeching halt. That's when that 20-hour work week begins, and that's when they come down to cases and understand this is what we've got. Here's who we're going to battle with. So this week, next week, critical for someone to step up and seize control, as our former coach used to say, win the locker room. And that is a very key part for a quarterback, and you got to have a good one to be successful.
A couple of other things. Ed Ingram, that Wednesday before reporting day, Coach Orgeron identified him as a starting right guard. Yeah. A scant 48 hours later, he was suspended indefinitely, violation of policy. It's now in the university's hand. People have asked me. I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know when or if he'll be back, and that's all we have to go with.
He's not on the flip chart. He's not on any depth chart. His name's not even, he's a persona non gratis right now. So that tells you something. If I had to guess, I would say this is a long-term thing, if not a permanent thing.
And then the other one, Christian Fulton, the cornerback out of Rummel High School down in Metairie. He's got a hearing with the NCAA of Thursday this week, and then they're hoping for some kind of decision late Thursday or Friday. So if you're watching us on Saturday, what I'm saying might be out of date, on trying to get his suspension pulled back. The key is he has been practicing, so he's been out there getting reps, being a part of the meetings, all that stuff, and hopefully, they learn about that, because that would be a big plus for an already solid defense.
I firmly believe that they're going to come back with a time-served sentence. You serve some time, now go play. Well, don't ever let it happen again.
Yeah, well, he's over a year served already, so
let's go.
And it was
a
2-year suspension.
Now remember, he was one of the highest-rated cornerbacks in the country, a 5-star, and Greedy Williams has come out and said, dude can play. Dude can really play.
Well, I heard Ed Daniels of WGNO TV on Buddy Sanju's radio show say, if this guy plays football this year, he's a first-round draft choice. And of course, Ed saw him a lot when he was at Rummel, playing for the Rummel Raiders, and I respect Ed's thoughts and opinions on anything in sports, especially prep sports in the greater New Orleans area. So we'll see. He had
a lot of rust to get off. A lot of rust to get off, but he could be a difference maker. Could make that defense even better. So we'll see.
And I think that's going to happen. I've only seen one little thing about special teams. They got the kicker, Cole Tracy, to transfer in from Division II Assumption College in Massachusetts, and one day they said he hit 5 out of 5, and got one block.
Anything else yet?
Got one block. I hadn't heard anything else. I got to believe that he and the others are still out there kicking the football.
Been quiet.
But it's been a little quiet, because that's another question mark, and
And look, he has come out. He's a very cool character. But there's a whole big difference kicking in front of 200 people and kicking in front of 100,000.
And what you said when we were looking at the video earlier, you didn't see any defensive backs and anybody rushes. A little different kicking when you got some guys on the other side of the line of scrimmage that would like to affect your kick, if not block it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Well, no doubt.
And you got to believe that if the LSU defense is going to be as solid as it's expected to be, there could be games when that field goal would be very important to tie it up, take the lead, whatever.
Critical. Whenever LSU won national championships, it was always defense and field position. They'd have a punter, Brad Wing or Donnie Jones or whoever, pin you back deep, let the defense get 3 and out, flip the field, and short field for the offense. Man, that's critical. Critical.
We're going to come back, take a little break, tell you all about 2 things. We're going to tell you about the radio station, and then I have kind of a tease of a special announcement for you, so you don't want to go anywhere. And then we're going to talk about this guy's sport. Will Wade continues to put some people in purple and gold. We'll do all of that right after this pause on Tigers Roar. Do stay with us.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
Continue with Tigers Roar, reminding you about WUBR, home of the Jim Rome Show. The local lineup includes the gentleman on my left, Jordy Hultberg, Buddy Saji, myself, Jonathan Poche, Dave Scandaliato on Fridays from Las Vegas. You like to wager? You don't want to miss Sportsline on Fridays. WUBR, affiliate of CBS Sports Radio. So it's obviously hopping and jumping right now at LSU. The Saints, Southern Jaguars are getting ready to go. High school guys are going. It's all there.
Dave can move to Mississippi and do the same thing.
He was over there last week.
Do the same thing.
And then, of course, you have a show in the Lafayette market.
103.7 The Game from 2 to 4 p.m. each and every day in the Acadiana market, which comes all the way down to Baton Rouge, all the way up through Lake Charles and various and sundry places.
Couple of things in basketball. First, LSU. Will Wade brings another, guy with big accolades in. Let's tell us about it.
Andre Hyatt, 6'7" wing from New York, the New York area, and then he went to a prep school in Virginia, reclassified for the 2018 class. He's a shooter, and Will Wade needs shooters, but he's been hurt a little bit here and there. Might be one of those players that's one of those Bigby Williams that they had that sits out a year, learns the program, learns the system, gets bigger, gets stronger, gets healthier, but he's a 6'7" wing that can shoot the basketball. So finally, the 2018 class for Will Wade is signed, sealed, and delivered, 4th in the nation, according to 247 Sports.
And there'll be a lot of anticipation. I got to tell you what I had someone tell me this past weekend. Huge LSU fan, not just, you got some that are just football, some are just, this guy likes all the sports.
Yeah, good.
He said, Tommy, he said, I'm looking more forward to Will Wade in basketball than I am Ed Orgeron in football. I'm like, hadn't heard that around here in a long time.
No, I think there's a lot of people that are leaning that way, but we'll see. All it takes is that opening game win over Miami, and they'll all come running back.
Now, talking about college basketball, the NCAA on Wednesday of this week, major rule changes on the heels of the FBI probe where we saw all that stuff bust out last year. Some significant changes, and some of them I don't think they thought through real well, but let's talk about it.
Well, you got they say these high-quality high school players can get agents now and be represented by agents and not be deemed ineligible. Players can declare for the NBA draft. If they don't get drafted, they can come back without losing their eligibility. So in other words, Brandon Sampson, perfect example, goes to the NBA draft, doesn't get drafted, so now he's a free agent, can go wherever he wants if somebody picks him. Whereas under the new rule, Sampson doesn't get drafted. He can come back to LSU and play at LSU if, and this is where basketball is going to become like baseball now, if that scholarship is still available for him.
Well, and here's the thing. Now you're going to have even more guys declare for the draft because they know they can get back. Yep. You've had other guys that said, well, they tested the waters.
Right.
No, it's not going to work. But now
Trey Waters,
Waters could say, I'm in. And then he doesn't get picked, I'm going back to LSU. Yeah. The coaches are going to have, like this early signing period in football, the coaches are going to have to really be able to have some confidence in their guys to say, yeah, I'll hold that scholarship for you. Because, I got to believe the number of people declaring for the draft will be times 3, times 4.
Yeah. Plus, I do believe the NBA and the Players Association will get to the point where they'll say, okay, enough of this. We're going to let high school seniors come into the NBA if they're deserving of it, if they're good enough.
And the other thing they're going to do is they're going to let the presidents and chancellors of the schools are going to be personally responsible for scandals in the athletic department.
Coaches, their penalty periods will be longer and more significant. And I've always said the only way to stop the coaches is to take their money away from them.
Well, and if you want, CBSSports.com's got it all written down, released by the NCAA on Wednesday of this week if you want to get more details. And we'll save some of that when basketball season gets a little closer. But the rules are effective immediately, actually retroactive to August 1 earlier this month.
Anything is a good thing. Any change is a good thing because of the stain with the FBI investigations and the corruption over the past 2 seasons. Any change is for the better. Let's see how it works.
All right, let's take a break, come back. Also going to join us tonight shortly. We're waiting on a little confirmation, but we will talk to Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Of course, he revamped the website, rebranded it, and a lot of great feedback about the transition. But we'll ask Mike what's happening. We're recruiting, but there's not very much. But Mike was at practice this week, including today, Wednesday. So we'll get a report from Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com in just a little bit. We'll come back after this pause. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Christ saying, spread the roar. You're watching Pelican Sports TV.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, HardiePlank siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Attention. Do you have chronic back pain, knee pain, or arthritis? If you have Medicare or private insurance like Aetna, United Healthcare, Humana, or Blue Cross, you may qualify for a safe, drug-free remedy for your everyday back and knee pain, but you must call now. The call and consultation are free, and you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. These pain relief braces are ideal for back pain, arthritis, sciatica, leg pain, knee pain, and other painful conditions that make life difficult. Don't suffer needlessly. Our associates will work directly with Medicare or your insurance company for free. Your knee or back brace will be delivered directly to your door. Imagine playing with your grandkids or enjoying tennis or golf again. Call the National Knee and Back Brace Center to qualify for your Medicare or insurance-covered knee or back brace.
Call 800-560-3392, 800-560-3392.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Continue with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV. A special announcement coming very soon from the ownership of Pelican Broadcasting.
What is it? What is it?
We do a lot of things around here. I'm teasing. It involves families.
You got me.
It involves sports. It involves music. It involves
families,
fun. It involves
sports,
food.
Music, food.
Fun, good times.
I'm in. Count me in.
Yeah, announcement coming real soon. A special addition to whatever this empire is.
I'm all in. I'm all in.
You good with all that?
Yeah.
Well,
food and fun. Yeah.
Coming soon. We're going to plaster it on radio, TV, social media very soon. So just teasing. There's been a few things trickled out on social media. Some of you know what I'm talking about. The rest of you have to wait.
I don't do that stuff.
All right, we're waiting to connect with Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com to talk about LSU football practice. We got a former LSU football player who the Saints play this week, Leonard Fournette. Of course, went to St. Augustine High School, and saw a nice piece on him. He's doing a lot for the New Orleans area, giving back.
Yep.
Going to say he's always going to help people because people helped him when he was a kid growing up in the Crescent City. Here's a little piece on former St. Augustine Purple Knight and LSU Tiger, and now Jacksonville Jaguar, Leonard Fournette.
I feel like not just me, but every big athlete or big name that come from our city, it's our job to give back. I know growing up, for me, I didn't have a lot of opportunities to meet a lot of big names, big football players. So I figured, man, just the generation that we have, the young athletes, and also not just athletes, but the people who's coming out doing great things for the community. I feel like, why not start with us? You know, you never know what our steps take in the long run. You know, maybe their generation might do the next thing. You never know what they might be in life. So I feel like it's a big thing just to give back to those guys and those girls. It made me who I am to this day. You know, I think it's one of the toughest areas and places to grow up as a kid. You know, we're surrounded by drugs, guns, violence. And despite of all that, you know, playing in the park will kill us, things like that. I mean, that's our environment. You know, that's what made me who I am. One of the coaches, I got shot in the head during our practice, and my dad took us to grad. Who would know that young cat like myself would be NFL superstar, and also being drafted the first round, 4th pick. You know, all the hard work I put in, you know, my dad pushing us in the park, just me and my younger brother running up the stairs, running push-ups, sit-ups every night. It paid off. So a lot of credit goes to him too. When I think about it, man, it was crazy. You know, especially the turnaround we did, you know, previous from when I was there, right. You know, before I came there, and now we're like one of the top teams in the NFL. You know, just it's hard work, dedication, you know, prayers every night, grinding with my brothers. You know, it worked. It's going to continue to work. You know, we're probably one of the youngest franchise teams in the NFL with a lot of young players on my team. And I feel like we have the team, the players, the coaches, and first season, you know, that's out the window now. It's time to start back all over. Coming Wednesday, you know, is when we start camp. Right. And can't wait to get after it.
As I mentioned, you know, he played at St. Aug. Everybody knows that. His coach at St. Aug was Cyril Crutchfield, who's now at West Jefferson as a head football coach. I coached Cyril a long time ago at Covington High. Cyril made a comment to me about the time Leonard was going to LSU, or maybe after his first year up there. He said, Tommy, nothing Leonard Fournette ever does will surprise me, because he just thought was the best guy he'd ever seen play. And I think his ability to try to give back to New Orleans, give back to kids, all of that, might fall in that category of what Coach Crutchfield meant. He's that good of a kid, he's going to do the right thing.
You know, you learn from veterans, and that's kind of a thing that they pass down. I just saw, on a different note, Brandon Bass the other day, the former LSU basketball player, who for the 12th year now has put on a kids clinic, and he does it in 3 locations. So that's just kind of the deal, and LSU players get it, they understand it. Leonard Fournette helped pay for a former student assistant football trainer her tuition money. You know, she did a GoFundMe project. He funded it and took care of it. So, you know, it's great that they are giving of themselves, giving of their resources to help others.
And as I've said, a lot of these guys do a lot of things. We don't always hear about
That's
it.
right.
And some of them, I've heard cases when an athlete has said, look, I'll do this for you, but don't tell a soul I did it. I'm going to write you this little check, or I'm going to buy you that building to store the equipment in by the field. Yeah. I've heard a lot of stories like that. Don't give me the credit.
Right. That's right.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will be joined by Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. He's been at LSU football practice. I got all the info at TigerBait.com. Don't go anywhere. Tiger football is right around the corner. Spreading the roar here on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Billello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Billello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with Tigers Roar, Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Kreisand, and now we connect with Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com.
Mike in the house.
TigerBait.com. Mike, good evening. How are you?
Doing great. Just got in from another practice, but today was the first day in full pad, so it was, we're kind of seeing the same 15 to 20 minute stretch of individual drills every day that we go out there. But today, of course, seeing them out there in full pads makes it a little bit different. And, of course, the last 2 days they were indoors, so they were back outside today.
Well, and, of course, 6 practices are in the books now. Today, Wednesday, the first day in full pads. What's you and your staff's observation of what you guys have seen, albeit the 20, 25-minute window that the media is allowed?
Well, I don't know if it's a game they're playing or how much you want to buy into the rotation at quarterback and who you see getting the first snaps while the media's inside the gate, for 15 or 20 minutes. I will say from the last few practices that I've been out there, I think Miles Brennan has had a little bit more zip on the ball than all the other quarterbacks. But what takes place after we're let out and it's no longer individual drills and they're actually getting down to the meat and potatoes of the offense, and and you've got 11 guys, lining up and going through it, and then who is actually the guy in those situations? So we don't know that, but we just assume that it's Burrow and McMillan at the top.
I'm concerned offensive line, Mike. I really am. I think with you're an injury away from really being thin again. So how is the depth factor looking, and what have they done now that Ingram is no longer there for the time being?
Yeah, I think they've got some players there, but you're right. It's the whole thing that's going on with Ingram is kind of I get the sense from the little bits I do get that what's going on with him is going to be taken care of, but we don't know that for certain, and they certainly can't afford any injuries. But where they're set up at practice, we're relegated to that one sideline against the fence.
Gotcha.
And they're kind of all the work they're doing is on the other side of a big wedding reception style tent that's buffering a couple of practice fields. So really getting a good look at what those guys are doing is very difficult. I know Brian was kind of peeking his head around there and paying attention to them more than a lot of guys in the media, as everybody in the media seems to be focusing on quarterbacks and receivers right now. But
so in other words, they're letting the media in, but it's got a structure to it, and they're pacifying the media and the fans, but you're not seeing a lot.
No, and that's kind of okay. I don't have an issue with that. I mean, a lot of these things are really for us to get in there, get photos. So we have photos to attach to stories that we write on players after we get interviews, and and for the TV stations to have video to show it during a sportscast. That's fine. I mean, that's how it's done everywhere.
Mike, I'm hearing really good things about Jamar Chase. He looks the part, acts the part, plays the part.
Yeah.
You agree?
He's special.
Okay.
I've been hearing it all summer long about him in workouts. Throughout the whole recruiting process, I know Marshall was rated higher than him, but I didn't see it. I like Chase more, but that's not to say that a year from now, when Marshall gets going and that he might end up being the guy. But right now, Chase is the more polished product, and when you add that to, when you look at them lined up, they look like an NFL group physically, the whole group. I mean, you're like, wow. I mean, Jonathan Giles, who's projecting as a starter, physically is the least impressive one of the whole group.
Well, I mean, Steve Ensminger said coming out of spring practice, the wide receiver was the strength. That unit was the strength of the offense, and it doesn't seem like it's changed based on what we know through 6 practices.
They could put different packages of wide receiver. They could go Harold Carmichael style and put 2 6'6" guys out there in the red zone to throw it up high and go get it. They can put the little fast, shifty, maneuverable wide receivers in another package. There's a lot of things Ensminger and Jerry Sullivan and Mickey Joseph can go to work with there.
Yeah, everything that I get on the wide receivers is having guys that know where they're supposed to line up, but not just that they're not relegated to one position in a particular offensive set,
right?
And they're only good at a couple of things from that formation. What they've been looking for are multiple wide receivers that can line up in different places and know what they're supposed to do, and they don't have to leave the field on the next play.
That helps.
Mike, if people want to get all these photos and videos and everything you guys are doing at the new, revised, revamped TigerBait.com, tell us all about the transition. I know you've been very, very busy. The transition, the all-day Wednesday chat. Tell us all about the new and improved TigerBait.com.
It's been absolutely fantastic. We're at the 1 week mark after launching the new TigerBait.com, and the subscribers that have come over, we couldn't have predicted the numbers that we've gotten just in 1 week. And every one of our subscribers have been sending emails and on our message board, sending me direct messages, how much they love the new site. The fact that we have customer service, an 800 number, the fact that we can do text alerts now, the newsletters, how quick it loads on a cell phone, how pretty the website looks, the photo galleries, the videos. It's like we've come out of the Stone Age with our ability to provide what we do to LSU fans. So
content.
Always the $1 free trial period. $1 gets you a month of TigerBait.com. So
Mike,
get on the site and you're an LSU fan. I think you'll love it.
The best way is for the people who are watching, just go to TigerBait.com and they can walk through the sign-up process.
That's it.
All right, Mike, we appreciate you hustling back from practice to share the info with us, and keep up the great work at TigerBait.com.
All right, thank you. I'll talk next week.
Okay, man.
All right, Mike Scarborough. We're going to take a break, come back. We've got some New Orleans Saints stuff for you. They begin their preseason journey over on the East Coast against, we just saw Leonard Fournette, DJ Shark, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. There's a quarterback on the Jaguar roster, Tanner Lee, Jesuit High School, Tulane, finished up his career at Nebraska. Probably a long shot to make it, but another New Orleans guy playing for the Jaguars.
I want to watch Washington, New England. I want to see Darius Geis, and I want to see Danny Etling playing for the Patriots.
We'll come back and hit up a little Saints for you right here on Tigers Roar. Spread the roar. You're watching Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people.
You can know the right people too.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Super Bowl. Black and gold Super Bowl. You got the black and gold on.
It's kind of gold. We continue with the this week's Tigers Roar. Don't forget, if you miss it on Wednesday night, it replays Friday night and Saturday morning and mid-morning Thursday, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. You can watch it at your convenience. Follow us on Facebook at Pelican Broadcasting, Twitter account at Pelican Sports. The New Orleans Saints worked out at Ullman Stadium, home of the Tulane Green Wave. I've yet to make an appearance
I have
there.
not been there. They went on a Sunday night. Players loved the enthusiasm. About 3,000 fans were there. Very good.
A lot of good reports coming out of Saints camp. No injuries have been reported. They don't want any of that between now and their opener with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Sean Payton has got a way of spinning it. The media, they're letting some fans in there.
They do that all the time.
It's a feel-good, though, as opposed to being up in West Virginia.
Oh, no question about that. Look, this is it's hard to make this roster. They got everybody back. They made some additions. It's hard to make the roster. So a couple of spots, if you can play special teams, is Will Clapp going to make it, or is he going to be on the practice squad to be determined? But this is a veteran club. Even their young players are great players. So it's Super Bowl or bust. Every game important because home field advantage for the Saints is tantamount. And from all reports, defense stealing the thunder from the offense, and that's not usually the case, if ever. So the defense getting better, which is always a good sign.
The offense got that number 9 guy, though.
That helps.
Hall of Famer.
That helps.
So that certainly helps. And, of course, special teams, Morstead and Lutz are two of the best in the business.
Absolutely.
And you know, there was a lot of expectations, a lot of enthusiasm. You know, game number 1 of the exhibition season, 4 exhibition games in Jacksonville on Thursday. Now, a week from Friday, on Friday night, that would be Friday the 17th, they got a home game against the Patrick Peterson of LSU and the Arizona Cardinals. So
I wonder if Arizona's going to bring in that $75 hamburger that they're selling. That's only
7 pounds.
7 pounds. It's only 8,000 calories.
$75 for a burger at a
hamburger,
Arizona game.
Hot dog, bratwurst, 22 slices of American cheese. Good for the arteries.
Feeds like a dozen, huh?
Good for the arteries.
$75?
Yeah. So get 10 people. I mean, it's that high.
Yeah,
Literally that high.
Saw a picture.
You got to cut it up.
You need like utensils.
You got to cut it up and spread it around. $7 a piece, and you'll get a slice of a gridiron burger.
They got us talking about it, huh?
75.
All right, Sean Payton had some comments about the Saints and being excited to be out at Yeoman Stadium, home of the Tulane Greenway. By the way, I know this is Tigers Row, but Tulane's supposed to be a little better this year with Willie Fritz. We'll see. But let's go to Sean Payton in his conversation, talking about those New Orleans Saints and the workout the other night in front of a bunch of fans at Yeoman Stadium, Tulane University.
Tulane? They play football?
Explains the kind of the activity and the energy you're going to have here for a practice like this.
Listen, we love coming out here. Number one, it's a schedule change, so we get a lot of time during the day to meet. Guys, go through a lot of recovery circuits, and with an evening practice, you seem to get a little bit more energy. The stadium here is perfect for it, and the weather held up. We got it in. It was good. We talked the other night just about turnovers and then, turning turnovers into points. We kind of talked about there's been a handful of teams in our league's history that's had a lot of scoring plays on defense and what the percentages are of winning games when you score. Obviously in 2009 we scored a lot on defense. So they made some good plays on the ball tonight, and I thought the tempo was good. Early on we had a couple little nuances that will get cleaned up just in the red zone period. But
is there anything different to creating a scoring play on defense from just trying to create turnovers? Or?
Well, there's a mindset. I mean, you get a little confidence, and generally you don't have to block 10, but you need 10 looking to block 2. And I saw that firsthand take place, and then once you have one, you begin to think of any type of fumble recovery or interception as being a chance. There aren't a lot of guys on the field generally that are in a position to make a play, and so it's a mindset. And I thought tonight there was a little bit of sarcasm in some of their celebration, but I'll take it.
As far as the decision, I guess, on Brandon Coleman, can you talk about that?
Yeah, look, he's got a little bit of time still in his rehab. He'll be able to go ahead and rehab, get healthy, and I would anticipate that, it's not the last time we see him. He and I had a good visit today. We're all on the same page.
Is that related to what happened to him at the end of last season?
Well, he's got 2 injuries. He's got a hip and he's got a neck. Both of them are going to require some time. It'd be too early for me to say 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but his progress is going well, and it's just going to take a little bit longer. And right now, with where we're at, we've got to keep making room so we can play these games.
Sean, talk about the development of Dan Arnold. Obviously a pass receiving tight end. When you look at limited roster spots, and let's say he does struggle to run block, could you still utilize him?
Yeah, look, he's a guy that came here as a receiver. It's easy for him to put weight on. He made an impression on us last year before he got hurt, and I think the decision was pretty simple in the spring of, let's get him maybe to a position group where he can get on the field a little quicker certainly there's going to be some things you feature with him, and then there's going to be other things you don't. But our league has seen players have success. I watched Novacek, go through a camp at receiver for the Cardinals and go down to the last cut, didn't make it, and then all of a sudden, he surfaces in Dallas with the right vision and has a great career. So it's happened before, and he's a bright enough kid that he is big enough he can carry the weight.
It looks like Kirkwood took advantage of his rep.
I thought so tonight. Listen, he's had a couple of these snaps where even at practice prior to tonight, you saw some things. So got to keep working with him, but that's encouraging.
Is there any reason you came out here earlier than last year in terms of where the training camp schedule?
Was it earlier last year?
Earlier this year.
I think last year was more spontaneous. Last year it wasn't on the calendar, and it was a change-up. This year, kind of looking at it, to start camp, this was on our calendar like when camp started. So last year was really just deciding to do it the week of.
How impressive is the recovery of Alex Okafor right now? It seems like he's way ahead of progress and been performing every day on the field.
He is. Both he and Cam Meredith and even Andrus are all ahead of schedule. And then Alex obviously is getting reps. Those other guys will be getting reps real soon, so that's encouraging.
Are you surprised with that kind of injury that he's this strong, this fast?
It's interesting. It varies the rehab. The same thing with an ACL. When you look at what he's done, and he's worked at it, Alex is, he's been here 24/7. When you see Cam and his turnaround with an ACL, it varies from athlete to athlete. It's a good testament to their time on task.
Was John Fullington the same situation as Coleman?
A little different. He's going to go to Myers here this week, and he's going to be someone in a time frame that'll be similar. But he is someone that I think also has a good chance to end up back here.
Coach, you're deep at a lot of positions. Do you rotate them in individually, or can you rotate?
Some positions, well, we're deep in some, but we're thin in others. And right now, like any training camp, you're managing reps based on some guys that have been. Some guys won't play in this upcoming game because of injury, and so it's pretty typical. There's one position or two positions where you're real heavy, and there's a few where you're thin. And you just got to manage that. Try to get as many guys the looks that you want to get. And then, look, some of the veteran guys that we've got a pretty good feel for that may not get as many reps in the game.
With as much as teams are passing now, the free safety position probably more important than ever. Do you see Marcus taking more ownership of the defense out there?
It's all happened. It began happening last year, and look, his growth and his ability is outstanding, and he's a tremendous worker, smart. All right, thank you.
Saints lucky to have that man. He gets a lot. He gets $8 million. But he's good.
He's quite coy. He knows he's got a good football team.
He's good.
Okay? No question. Back to those LSU Tigers. We heard from Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. They went in pads today, Wednesday, for the first time, and going to do preseason game number 1 on Saturday. Coach O will meet with the media after that, so check your favorite source late Saturday evening. Well, Saturday, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm sure they'll put a lot of stuff out on social media. It's just a handful, just a small sample size of Tigers football for everybody yet. Maybe the excitement will start growing as we get a little closer to the opening of Miami.
It will. Miami's a very good club. They just lost one of their, Michael Irvin, the second, the Hall of Famer's son, lost him with an injury. So all these things come into play, and that's what every coach genuflects and prays about. Please do not get any of my studs hurt in practice, please.
Right.
Please.
You don't want to do that. And, of course, they open up with Miami. It is a Sunday night. It gives me the opportunity to remind you that for the 12th year, we'll have the Pelican Sports post-game show immediately following the game. You just give us a couple of minutes to push some buttons, plug in some wires, put some makeup on Buddy Sanjay, and we'll come right at you, taking your phone calls and your text messages, reports from the stadium when we can get those done, all the stats. 90 minutes. It's on radio, TV, right after the game. It'll be rebroadcast the following morning on TV for those of you that might miss it. So that's all going to be again this year. The most important part is your text messages, your phone calls. A lot of Tiger fans from around the country. Get on the internet. the smartphones and check it out. So we will be here with that.
That's that game in Dallas. That is a home game for LSU. It will be dominated by LSU fans. Miami does not travel, never has, never will, unless it's Notre Dame or USC or a national championship game. But this, it will be a predominant home crowd. Advantage LSU.
Miami's ranked higher.
Yep.
They're picked to win their division. LSU's picked to be 5th in theirs.
This is a team that went like this, started with undefeated, and then pummeled. Their starting quarterback fell off the face of the earth. So new year, new teams. It'll all unfold. It'll all take care of itself.
Well, the wise guys in Vegas only have Miami a 3-point favorite. That's basically a one-play game. They're saying a field goal is the difference, one play, one snap. So it'll be interesting, and the excitement will grow. It will build, especially when you get closer, and especially if the LSU starts formulating that depth chart a little bit.
We'll find that depth chart the Monday of that week. We'll see it, and a lot of them will have "or" next to it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just the way
Play
it goes.
the game.
So
you
there
know,
it goes. But I'll tell you, after they kick it off, and if it's LSU's ball, we'll find out. Either number 9 or number 15 or number 2 or number 11 will run out of off the sideline and they'll go play.
But who's going to run? Can they block? I mean, a lot of things.
That's the key. Offensive line, defensive line. That's the key.
All up front.
All up front's where it always happens.
Defense wins championships. Defense is expected to be very good. Dave Aranda, his track record speaks for itself. And when you got the likes of Devin White and Greedy Williams and Rashard Lawrence and others out there, Logan is in the best shape he's been in a long time.
Christian Fulton, fingers
may
crossed.
Find out later this week if Fulton, who's been out at practice, but can he maybe jump on the other side of the corner?
Because here's the deal. He starts if he's
got
eligible.
Greedy Williams, preseason All-American. Guess what the other team's doing? They're going the other way.
Yeah.
So I mean, that guy over there better put his seatbelt on and get ready. It's going to be fast and furious. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account at Pelican Sports, and of course YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting coming soon. The special announcement from ownership at Pelican Broadcasting. It takes a lot of people to put this show together. A lot of people work very hard. We appreciate that. Most importantly, we appreciate you spreading the roar, watching Tigers roar. On behalf of Jody Holtberg, I'm Tommy Christ, and thanks Mike Scarborough for joining us. We'll talk to you again soon.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.